Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the Blind Tag Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and we are doing a special interview for Wrestling with Redbeard's YouTube channel. And today we are going to talk with Leo Pryde. Leo, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Let's catch up a little bit. Can you tell the wrestling fans how you got started in the wrestling business?
Yes, sir. I'm actually trained by Mr. Number One, George South. I was actually told about his school in Charlotte, North Carolina, by Tully Blanchard at WrestleMania 33. He was explaining to me Tessa Blanchard and her process, and Charlotte was right down the road from me in Hendersonville, North Carolina. So I thought I would come out and give it a shot, and it's been the best experience of my life so far.
How many years have you actually been wrestling now?
I started training July of last year, and so I just hit a year.
Oh, that's pretty good then. I seen you up in Dallas at one of the shows, and you wrestled James Drake, and one of the hardest chopping guys I know. How was it to wrestle James?
Yes, James Drake is actually a role model of mine, and I've seen how he came from not having another wrestler in the family or anyone in the family like that, and he had a goal and he just chased his goal, and now, in my opinion, he's one of the biggest names in the indies, and so wrestling him was a great honor.
Well, you know, if you had someone that was a legend that you, besides number one, that you looked up to, who was someone that you always, you liked and was a fan of?
Just like I said with James Drake, if I had to choose one person, it would be John Cena. Mainly because of exactly what I just said about James Drake. I still respect the ones who their families were in this or anything along those lines. But to me, it shows more to me of... That's probably not a good thing to say.
Well, that's fine.
I respect so much the people who go out there and they have a dream, and there might be so many people that say, oh, you'll never accomplish that, and they just prove all the haters wrong.
Right.
And I just believe that someone who can do that is someone to really look up to.
Well, I mean, you said it because Cena, he when he first got started, and even now he gets booed, but he's work ethic and his dedication to the business, no one can knock him for that. You may want to boo him or don't like him because of such and such reasons, but you can't take away from what he done inside the square circle. And for that, he's like my son's idol and people like that. So that's a great way to look at it. What are some promotions that you are currently working for?
I currently work at NAWA. Any shows that George South puts on, I'm there as well. This newer promotion called Carolina All-Star Wrestling, right. I appear there. That's actually where I wrestle James Drake. I also like to just hop in the car with fellow wrestlers, just travel to any promotions that they on, and if there's ever any opportunity to work a match, I will, of course, take that opportunity. So any promotion that is available is the promotions that I work at. That's
great. I mean, because you're putting in the time and the effort and the energy into your craft, and you're putting in the miles with the guys and making contacts. So that's a really good way to get started. Is there anybody in the industry right now that you would love to have a match with that you haven't had a match with yet? It's on the indie circuit.
On the indie circuit, there's a long list, really.
Who's the one? I'll put you on the spot. Who's the one that you would love to have a match with?
Honestly, I would pick Darius Lockhart.
That's a good one to pick.
One, I train with Darius, and so I see him not at a show. I also see him in training and how hard he goes in training. But I have also been at shows with him, and I've been behind the scenes, and he probably has one of the most brilliant minds, and he really looks at everything when it comes to wrestling. He doesn't only go out there and try to do all the fancy moves. He will he makes sure that there's a storyline. And everything that he does, there's a reason to do it. And in my opinion, that would be my number one match.
Well, I want to say thank you to NAWA for allowing me to come up and to do these interviews at their show. I want to say thank you for joining me for this interview. And, I'm looking forward to see where the road takes you. You've got a good vision on where you want to go, and, you're looking sharp in the ring. Is there any way you want to tell people where they can get your T-shirts at or anything, or how they can get in touch with you for some merchandise?
I am on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram will be Leo Pryde. It's actually at Real Leo Pryde. And then Facebook will be either look me up as Leo Pryde or Taylor Pope, either or. T-shirts, there are T-shirts like this that are limited. There is new merch and new promo pictures coming out right now.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and look forward to talking to you again, and we'll see you down the road. And ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Wrestling with Redbeard YouTube channel, so y'all be sure to check it out. We're going to try to do this on a straight weekly basis and try to get interviews for him as I go to shows. And guys, come out and check NAWA out, and you will not be disappointed. Thank you.